Welcome back, everybody. Another fun-filled weekend. Go clock in, have some fun. Yes, indeed, we are back once again. Another episode of Stig Shift. Well, let's see now. We got to go to international, but not just yet. Our flight's running a little late. Doesn't come in until I think about an hour or so. So we got a little bit of downtime, but it's a cool little surprise. Let's go over to the other side of the airport. There's a really cool airplane that's parked over there. So let's go check it out. Oh man, that's right. Let's check this thing out. Surprise! How cool is this? That's right. A Super Galaxy, or C5 Super Galaxy, they call it. Time to time, we get military aircraft that come through. Obviously, when the president is in town, or vice president. We even get to see Air Force One and Air Force Two time to time. But when this beauty rolls in, oh my God, this thing is a showstopper. Equipped with beautiful 4GE CF6 engines. This thing is a behemoth. It stands at length of about 247 feet. A height of 65 feet, a wingspan of 223 feet, weighing close to 380,000 pounds, with a maximum speed of about 531 miles per hour. For something this big to go that fast, I'm impressed. From what I've read, this is the strategic transport aircraft that is the largest aircraft in the U.S. Air Force inventory. And apparently they're going to be in operational status until 2030. I actually never been inside of one of these, just seen pictures, but being around them on the ground here is pretty neat. I don't know how most of this functions because I don't work on this aircraft, but some of the things are pretty self-explanatory. Obviously brakes and tires, hydraulic lines, but those jack screws right there, I don't know. I know the gear rotates as it gets retracted into the wheel well, but I'm guessing that's for, don't quote me on that, I don't know. But that's a big wheel well right there, huge. And the Air Force keeps this thing pristine. Liquid oxygen. My Air Force folks or military folks, chime in on this. I don't know. This is your expertise. You tell me how this works. I'm just being a tourist at this point. As you can imagine, I'm walking around over here just like a kid in a candy store. Just the gear alone, the level of engineering, quite incredible. Now a sneak peek into the wheel well. Looks like they got a little bit of surface corrosion there. Just paint peeling off, not a big deal. If I remember correctly, I think this particular bird came out of Travis Air Force Base. I'm not sure what that exhaust is. I'm going to assume or guess that's the APU, Auxiliary Power Unit exhaust. Just guessing. Yeah, Super Galaxy, not just Galaxy. Super Galaxy. Out of Travis. Shout out to Travis. Air Force Base, that is. I know there's bigger aircraft out there, but gosh, this thing is just impressive. These engines are way up there too. If you're wondering where this is on the other side of the airport at LAX. This is called the remote area. It's a massive area where aircraft can come in and park. They even have gates out there. Most of the time for international carriers, when they need to get off the gate and they're staying overnight, they'll usually bring them over here and park them. You know, if I was just a few inches taller, I could probably jump up and touch that wingtip. The design from coming from top to bottom and the way they droop down is incredible. Once again, I wish I had more information or detailed information about this aircraft. I just don't. I'm ignorant when it comes to military aircraft. But once again, all my military folk that have worked and serviced these aircraft, chime in, please. I really want to know. I'd love to learn about these things. It's a beautiful aircraft. Did you know that nose gear gets actually retracted on the ground for loading purposes? That whole nose opens up. It's pretty cool. I've seen it. It's awesome. Well, I still had some more downtime. I headed over to cargo side and visited my buddies at DHL. And cargo side never disappoints. They always got something cool. We always get to see exotic cars coming in and out. Check out that beautiful Porsche Turbo 993. I'm not sure what year this is, but man, oh man, it was in good shape. I love cars a lot, just as much as I like airplanes. Matter of fact, I used to be an auto mechanic before an aircraft mechanic. As I kept walking, and this thing, oh my goodness. Look, at first I thought this was an all chrome vehicle. I genuinely thought this was the paint. Mercedes GT36, but then as I looked closer, oh goodness gracious, this is probably the worst wrap job I've ever seen in my life. They even wrapped the rims. Pretty from far, that's about it. But the car itself is awesome. But it's always fun to see this. I mean, it's a cool car. I mean, how are you going to not like a cool car? Yes, that's right. There's another cool car right next to it. We're going to check that out in a second. I am not exactly sure what type or model of Ferrari this is, but I know this is a track car because it had all the signs of a track car, obviously. Help me out in the comments. Let me know which model this is. But obviously it's being used. It is being used as a race car. Ferrari is beautiful. Everybody likes a Ferrari. And these things are just high performance beasts. As my name states it, Stig Aviation, airplanes and cars. And by the way, if you guys haven't figured it out by now, how I got my name, Stig Aviation, yeah, I watch a lot of Top Gear. I'm Stig's long-lost aviation cousin. All right, fun time is over. Back to work. Let's go. As the beautiful 777-200 with its mighty Rolls-Royce Trent 800 engines rolls in, everything is setting up. The stage is set, my friends. Ramp is ready, maintenance is ready, cargo is ready, everybody's on their toes. This is an international flight. Everybody has a role to play. It's incredible how we all come together to work together. The logistics alone is mind-blowing. Just to dispatch an aircraft, any aircraft. All right. First office, let her spool down, do a quick walk around, give her a little bit of oil, and then go upstairs. Everybody always wonders what the bell is. It's this, the jet bridge moving. Jet bridge alarm. All right, first test of one of the new lights. This is the O clip. I made a quick little review. It's probably the last video that I posted And it's a company called Olight. If you guys want to check it out, go ahead and watch it. If you don't worry about it. But yeah, I put my equipment through the gauntlet. If anybody has ever worked on an airport, you will know for sure that nothing lasts. All right, let's see what we got. Turn this on. Get all these things checked out. I'll go through the parameters as usual. Let's see now. And the regular old checkup. IDGs, backup generators, hydraulics. Making sure there's no status messages. Oh, look at that. Fuel pumps right center. Let's check it out. Make sure it's not already on deferral. Let's see. Right center. And looks like it's already is on deferral. So, okay, here we go. Before anybody has a panic attack, I'm going to explain. Yes, aircraft can get dispatched with things that are not working. Before anybody jumps into the comments and says, this is illegal, you can't, it's unsafe. Relax. Yes, it is very legal. It is mandated by the FAA and the ICAO. I just opened up a can of worms, didn't I? Okay, let's talk about MEL, CDL, and NEF. MEL, Minimum Equipment List. CDL, Configuration Deviation List. NEF, Non-Essential Furnishings. I should probably do a whole other video on this, but it's okay. I'm going to just briefly explain. Things that are not critical to flight safety and have multiple redundancies can be placed on MEL. Aircraft can be dispatched like this. So for example, one of the fuel pumps wasn't working. That is allowable. Believe it or not, even if all the fuel pumps failed within the aircraft, the wings are set up in such a way that will still feed the aircraft fuel by gravity. That's why you got the fault. So that's normal. It's up. If it's on MEL, it's on MEL. I don't have time to fix it right now, but this is the important part, the fidget spinner. Anyway, we'll go through the rest of the parameters, and I believe I got one inbound write-up. I got some kind of a seat issue. We'll take care of that. Easy peasy. Once again, I just want to remind everybody, we are always on top of our game. Safety is number one. And I get this question a lot. What happens if you encounter an aircraft that is non-dispatchable or something you find that is broken? Well, guess what? I'm going to ground their flight. I have grounded more airplanes than I have years in the industry. We are the last forefront of safety. I told you before, I take my job very seriously. I might have some fun here and there, but I take my job incredibly seriously. If I don't feel confident to put myself or my family or my friends on that very flight that I push out, guess what? I will not dispatch that aircraft. I will ground it. Yes, people can be angry for a canceled flight. You can be angry at, missing your connections, but tell me what? Tell me this. Would you rather have something happen in flight, or would you rather take the delay? You be the judge. I'm sorry if I get flustered or just very passionate, I suppose, when I get to talk about this, because this is very important. People need to understand this. Just know that whatever we are doing, we're not only following laws by FAA and guidelines per manufacturer standards, but we're also very conscious of what is safe and what is not safe. For example, if you have a tray table that's broken, do you think I'm going to ground an airplane for that? No, I'm not. I'm going to defer it. But if there's a massive leak coming out of the wing tank and I'm looking at massive damage, yeah, obviously I'm not going to let it fly. So anyway, let's get on with it. There you go.
TikToker. Everyone's calling you TikToker.
I know, right? Hey, I got to document. It's fun. Everybody gets to learn. Apparently, a few of my coworkers have stumbled onto my social media platforms, and they just love to make fun of me. This was the seat issue that I was talking about earlier. Passenger in first class was complaining that the seat wasn't reclining. In the bottom of all your seats, you have a multitude of computers and systems. This is everything that's controlling your recline. This is very specific in first class, where everything is kind of automated and digital. So you have computer boxes that are controlling all these motors and servos to get you the recline, footrest, and whatever. And also your IFE, your in-flight entertainment. Time to time, some of these computers do get faults. They'll just stop working. There's always a manual way to get the seat back into position, but this is what we did. We basically had to reset a circuit breaker to reset the system. It's completely normal. It happens all the time. But if you have an issue with your seat or anything that's going on within your seat as a passenger, please let the flight attendant know. They'll let the pilots know. They'll put it in a logbook and maintenance will take care of it. But overall, it was successful. We reset the seat. We did a full functional check, reclined it, brought it back up, worked as advertised. Let's go. All right, they said they had another little minor write-up, which was a magazine pouch. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. They said it was broken, but it's actually not broken. So these things are attached by Velcro. Not Velcro, clips. Sorry about that. This is actually super easy. Right here in the back, these things are held together, if I could reach it. All right, so it's right here. I need both my hands. See, right there. One clip, two clip. They simply snap together like this. Sometimes the little snaps come apart. Right there. Drop my water. See, good as new, easy. I think we're all done here. That was it. Off to Heathrow with this one. Yeah, I was just driving by. Look what's over here. Thin Air. I think this is one of their very unique liveries. I forgot the proper name for it. I found out later on what the name of it is. This fleet type is called Marimekko. Forgive the pronunciation. I might be getting it wrong. I believe it comes from a very unique designer, but that's as far as I know about it. But it's a beautiful aircraft. It's an A350. On to the next office. This one came in. She needed a little bit of oil. Took care of that. Easy peasy. I think I mentioned this before, but yes, we keep adding oil to these engines. It gets burnt off, so we keep adding. Don't worry, all of it is monitored. We document and we record it all. I'm spoiled. We got these lovely oil carts. It's basically a big Bowser. It's got a pump and an oil container, and we can just use this. Better than the cans. All right. Yeah, shut this one down again. Power it back up because they're gonna move it off the gate. Come on. Gotta wait for the triple clicks. You'll hear the triple clicks in a second here. What that means is the system is online and we can interface with MCDU, multi-function control and display unit. There it is. Good. Day one is done. Time for me to go home, get a little bit of rest, but I'll leave you with this lovely GE90 startup. See you in the morning. I'll see you back here early in the morning. Later. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another beautiful day. Here comes the first office. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go again. The beautiful 321 Neo rolling in. This one just came in from Dallas, but it is being dispatched out to Hawaii. It is going to Kona, if I remember correctly. So, as always, we got to do an ETOPS check. Now, let's check tire pressure. I don't know, maybe I got a defective product or something. I'll reach out and ask them what's up. In that previous clip, I was talking about that flashlight that actually stopped working on me, but don't worry about that. Anyway, this is the wheel well of the 321 Neo, and basically all 320 families kind of look the same. Right there, what you're seeing there is the PTU, the barking dog, and right there is a very important component. This is called the emergency generator. You can find all of that information in my video that is regarding to the PTU, so check that one out. It's here on this page. But overall, a nice little look at the wheel well of the 320 family. And now you know why we call it the barking dog. That's what it sounds like on the outside. On the inside, it sounds completely different. There you go. GCU, Generator Control Unit. My partner upstairs is doing a functional check through the MCDU, and I'm downstairs. I need to make sure that light comes on and goes off. This is part of the ETOPS check. And a nice little glimpse inside of the avionics compartments of the 320 family. That's the GCU, obviously, and you got oxygen bottles for the crew. All right, let's close this up. On to the next thing. The APU. A quick little look at the APU compartment. All right, here we go. Big mama. Well, not really big. Average sized. I'm just kidding. This is what happens when I don't have enough coffee in me. I just checked the oil level. Looking good. Clean looking APU. There you go. That's the generator. Right above the generator, right there. That's the starter. Fuel filter, oil filters. That's the intake. I've shown you guys this a million times before. I can't leave you like that. I'm going to go through this in detail. Okay, let's go. This is the Honeywell 131-9A. That is the intake. Right below is an intake door. The big thing you saw was the intake plenum, which leads into the intake of the actual APU right there. Let's keep on trucking here. Let's see. That is the gearbox right there with the accessory gearbox. Right there are the oil filters. There's two of them. That purple thing is the fuel filter that's attached to the FMU, fuel metering unit. That big black thing right there is the generator. Provides the aircraft with 115 VAC 400 Hertz. Right above that is the starter right there. Electric starter. This is what gets the APU going basically. The ducting that you're seeing is for the air and the oil to get cooled. That right there is the air oil cooler. It's a big radiator. That's it. As we move further down below, you'll see a lot more lines. Electrical and fuel. This is electrical. This is the igniter box. This supplies electricity to the igniter, almost like a spark plug. Those shielded lines that you're seeing, those are for the fuel manifold. Those are actually fuel lines. On the other end, you're going to see a couple of valves right there. One is a surge valve, and the other one is the APU bleed air valve. Onto the bulkhead right here. These little thin wires right here, that's your fire detection system. If there was a fire within this compartment, those cables or those wires will detect overheat and send an indication to the flight deck. And it comes with a little handy dandy little service light that basically doesn't light up anything. You still need a flashlight. Some surge valve, you got the bleed duct valves. Nice. A quick check of the cargo pits, making sure all of the netting is good, floor panels are good, ceiling panels are good, as usual. Yes. Those things I banged on are blowout panels. In case there was negative pressure within the cargo pit, due to rapid decompression, those things will blow out. It will equalize the pressure within the cargo and the cabin. Remember, cargo pits are pressurized. For some reason, people think cargo pits are not pressurized. Yes, they're pressurized and heated. So to ensure to not have any kind of massive decompression or problems, if there was some kind of issue, those panels will blow out, equalize the pressure within the cabin and the cargo pit. So yeah, that's what that's for. That's where they put bad mechanics, right in here. That's where they're gonna put me. I'm just kidding. Oh, me and my dad jokes. I need to stop. That actually is called a PFM bag or PFM box. Parts for maintenance. Sometimes we transport goods or parts on the aircraft. So if I needed a part from, let's say, New York or Phoenix or whatever, and I need it in LA, they'll grab a part, they'll shove it in that bag. As long as it's not a hazmat part, they'll put it there and then notify me or notify the station, okay, the part is on its way, and we'll know about it because of our computer system, and that's how that works. So basically, it's a parts bag. There you go. But most likely they'll end up putting me in there. Ha! There you go. That's where the HEPA filters live. If you guys were ever wondering, it's behind these walls. This is the forward cockpit of the 321neo, just in case you were wondering. I said, let there be light. And then there was light. Just kidding. A quick walk through the cabin. We'll do inspection of the emergency equipment. And that's about it. This airplane's good to go. Easy money. All right, ladies and gentlemen, trivia time, trivia time. Here goes my question. Let's see if you can figure it out. Listen closely, and I already kind of explained this to you, so you should get this. A bit ago, but you know what? I got a good question for you. Somebody asked me a question, and I told them, but I figured this would be a pretty good question for you guys as well. All right, so on the left-hand side of the APU compartment, obviously there's two doors. One for the left, one for the right, but right there, you see that little silver opening, that hole? That's my question to you. Tell me what you think that hole is for. It has a very specific name and it's got a specific job. Let me know what you think it is. And that's a Honeywell 131-9A APU. Have fun. And this is an Airbus 321neo. Let's see what you got. This was kind of funny. This pilot was desperately trying to get right on the line. He got pretty close. He cut the corner too short. That's what he did. It's all right. It's still within limits. Not a big deal. You don't always have to be right on the line. People like to critique this like, stop being so anal. He got it to the line. Close enough. Don't worry about it. Oh my goodness, I was commentating for this one. That was hilarious. All right, on to our next Airbus. This one came in. It's a quick turn. Just did a quick walk around. Let's see now. Engine oils are good. Hydraulics are good. Oxygen good. She's a good bird. Let's see a post-flight. Make sure everything is good. Make sure the airplane didn't kick up any faults. Come on, print it out. So, oh yeah, by the way, this is the ACARS, if you guys didn't know. All right, time to learn. ACARS, Aircraft Communications, Addressing, and Reporting Systems. This is basically a digital data link system. It transmits short messages between aircraft and ground. It uses VHF-3 or satellites. This has been a standard since 1987. Not only can they talk to ground, which most of the time is company, but they can also talk to maintenance as well. They can relay information of something's going on through their CPDLC, Control Pilot Data Link Communications. I told you guys, aviation is full of acronyms, and yeah, it's nuts. All of this ties into your VHF-3. This is how pilots can get their information, print out information. And yes, it is a printer. And guess what? We're going back into 1980s technology. It's literally a fax printer. It's thermal paper. That's exactly what it is. It's thermal paper. Anyway, keep on watching. I'll show you how I change one on this one. Let's see what we've got. Oh, my favorite. Nice and clean. That's what I like to see. And the status. Oh, matter of fact, actually, we should probably change the ACARS paper. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, ACARS paper, when it starts getting low, you get a little pink or purple streak on the side. Let's change the paper out. That'll be easy. See, almost nothing left. There it is. Got a spare. There you go. Easy peasy. Let's print that again. Just to test it out. There we go. Beautiful. And back into a 777. This one just came in, gave it a little bit of oil. Pilot said, I think they're running out of ACARS paper. This is kind of funny because it happened back to back. I worked the Airbus prior, and then the 777 came in, and the pilots in the 777 complained about the same thing, which is fine. Like ACARS paper, it's easy to change, but now you get to see how Airbus and Boeing differentiates, or the different types of ACARS paper, I should say. But yeah, here you go. I'll shut up. You guys can enjoy. Let's pop this open and give him some new paper. Look, they're so nice. They even give you instructions on how to do it. Pull this out. Literally, just follow instructions. Oh, this is easy. Get this tape off. There's that tape that's so. With this one, take the plastic off. It's good to fold it like this because it's easier to feed through. Just go like that. Put that in. That. Feed it through. There it comes. Simple. Tuck that in. Nice and proper. So it's not getting obstructed. Voila. Easy. And clean up after yourself. Okay, back in the 737. We just came in, gave it some oil, do a little walk around, make sure everything's A-okay. Not sure yet, I think this one might be staying here, but I'll double check. So far, so good. A little smoky. The wheel well of a 737 for a new mechanic, it always looks overwhelming, but it really isn't. Everything is labeled, everything is there. It just looks like a mess, but it really is not a mess. It's well engineered and well organized. I always like to make the joke of this is what the inside of my brain looks like. Now this really is what the inside of my brain looks like. With a combination of the Airbus. Oh my God, I can't even deal with any of this anymore. Running from Airbus to Boeing, holy cow, holy cow. It's all right though, it's all fun, I love it. Here's something interesting for you. And you know, I've asked this before, and you guys have probably seen this when you fly on your 737s. Some 737s have a little chunk or a little shark bite, that's what we call it, from their flap missing. Okay, don't panic. Yes, they did cut out a chunk of that flap, but there's a reason behind it. Because at one point or another, the tip of it got either eroded or started cracking. So to prevent any further damage, they cut it out right there. Matter of fact, there's a running joke because this all started with Alaska. Alaska Airlines was getting so many complaints, the mechanics literally wrote down on top of the wing, yes, we know about it. You think I was joking? No, for real. They genuinely got tired of people complaining about this to the flight deck or the flight crew, and they wrote right on the flap. It was hilarious. It's pretty hilarious. But yeah, don't worry. It's eventually when it goes into heavy check, they're gonna replace the whole flap. Just to let you know. All right. I just found out. I guess this thing is staying here overnight. Makes my job easier. I think it came in with a few minor write-ups, not a big deal. The crew at night will take care of it. But yeah, this is it for me. This is my last flight. Hope you guys enjoyed it and had fun. Oh, you know what? Before we go, I'll leave you with some machine guns. Just stall warning. Stall warning. Don't worry, not real machine guns. As I said, guys, it's just a stall warning test. Pilots and maintenance do this before departure. There's a little unit right at the base of the column where basically it shakes the yoke. Stall warning is to warn the pilots when the aircraft is exceeding angle of attack. It's warning them where the wings are no longer being able to create lift, so hence stall warning. But yeah, that's about it. That's the end of this shift. Let's go to the next day. All right, let's have some fun. I got assigned international on the next morning and we are heading over there. My partner is driving and I just figured I'd take a few little beauty shots here. We're heading into Tibet, Tom Bradley International. And there's our first beautiful, gorgeous bird. Wide body, our plastic princess, the 787. And right next to it, the gorgeous 777. This day was interesting. All I had was wide body work. It's hit and miss sometimes with the schedule. I don't get assigned the aircraft. I get assigned to the gate. I work whatever comes to me. Good morning, everybody. And what a glorious morning it is. Look at that. That's going to be a beautiful sunrise. For our first customer, our lovely plastic princess just came in, and she's got to go right back out to Haneda. Come on, let's get to it. Got a busy day. It's business as usual. Do our walk arounds, making sure everything's okay. Parameter checks, making sure all the big pieces are hanging. Working around the 787 is always a pleasure. She's a beautiful bird. Morning in California, especially in this time of year, is gorgeous. Everything lights up pretty orange. The sky is filled with the sunrise. As I do my walk arounds, I can't help myself but to look around and enjoy the environment I'm in. I could never work an office job. You put me inside of a cubicle, that's might as well putting me inside of a coffin. I need to be outside. I need to be around the elements. I want to touch. I want to feel. I want to smell. The world is such a beautiful place. Being inside all the time, oh my goodness, that would be the death of me. And the fact that I get to work on the thing that I love the most. Man, oh man. I love this freaking job. Most can sit there and complain and argue and just, you know what? Enjoy the moment. Sometimes you just gotta stop and smell the roses. Beautiful. Okay, there she is. Beautiful Dreamliner. Oh, the little moon fell out. That's funny. Well, just a cosmetic piece, not a big deal. Okay, let's get in here, check everything out. As always, go through the parameters. That's a little bit different of an interface when it comes down to the 787. It's actually a lot more easier. Everything is digital. And remember how on a 777, how the mat is back there, the maintenance access terminal? Well, on 787, it's no longer there. It's actually embedded into this. Now all the operational checks can be done through the maintenance interface right here. So just go central maintenance and line maintenance, and then you can perform a whole bunch of operational checks. But let's see now. What we want to do is just basically go through the parameters as always. Make sure the oxygen is good, make sure the hydraulics are good, electrical is good, the usual thing I show you. And we can go through maintenance menus and get into more detail. Let's say if I wanted to take a look at chapter 24 and take a look at the VFSGs, variable frequency starter generators, making sure the oil levels are proper. Just a slew of information this airplane puts out. And, also check for if there's any latched messaging, which there isn't. That's what I want to see. I want to see nothing there. But in general, pretty good airplane. Had a few minor write-ups, which is just cosmetic cabin stuff. We'll take care of that. And then we'll walk through the cabin. All right, let's go. Now, before we go, I always like checking this out. This is so awesome. Come on. There we go. Check that out. Like a fighter. Heads-up display, and it is controlled by a projector system. Right there, that's the projector. This basically relays the information down to here, and it's basically this information right in front of your face. And you can adjust the settings. Pretty cool. Hey, look, we got another new hire. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Buddy, where's your tools? Hey, buddy, where's your tools? Come back here. Come on. Walk around. Come on, go do the walk around. Come on, hurry up. We gotta make an on-time departure here. Yes, birds and wildlife are a thing on airports. There's lots of it. I find pigeons all the time walking around and scavenging for food. I try to deter them and get them away from the aircraft. But it's funny. Sorry, I always have fun with them though. Me talking to a pigeon. Yeah, I must be crazy. Get out of here. As I was doing my walk-arounds and finishing up, I noticed that the flight control surfaces were being moved around. What you're seeing there is the elevator being moved up and down. One of our technicians was inside the flight deck and performing a primary flight control test. On the 787, it's quite extensive. It's a very long test. I proceeded to go upstairs and to check it out, and I was met with one of our senior technicians, an amazing individual, full of knowledge, very smart guy. So check this out.
But I think in an emergency situation, you're going to want to have, especially at anything with low speeds, anything, you're going to want to have the outboard ailerons working. The flaperons aren't as responsive at low speeds as they are at the flaperons wouldn't be as
There it goes.
so
There.
now
there.
the center system.
There it
so
goes.
It does a flaperon.
Yep, there goes the flaperon test. You can
So you
actually
can't
feel. You
guess
can
it.
actually feel the airplane shaking. That's a massive,
boom, boom.
massive control surface.
Used to get, I remember that on the DC-10, when you go into dual land, the rudders would,
They would split.
no, the rudders would come together.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Then you hear that boom.
Huh.
So then they went into dual mode. Then you knew it's,
I hope you heard that. This man worked on the DC-10. The wealth of knowledge from our senior technicians is amazing. I always say this. I'm always a student. I'll always be a student. I will continue learning every single day. The man sitting next to me has pretty close to 50 years of experience. A wealth of knowledge. Learn from your seniors. Ask them questions. Don't let the knowledge dwindle away.
mode.
Yeah.
So normal, secondary, and then direct. You have different stages
There's
of
direct
protection of the flight control system. When you're like direct, you're just flying it just like a normal airplane.
Stick and rudder at that point.
There's no stall protection. There's no, alpha control speed. There's none of that. None of those. You're just direct. Secondary.
Okay, some context right here. Aircraft are built with laws. Well, the aircraft systems are built with laws. There's direct law, which basically means every single system or computer system have been deactivated and now they're literally flying the aircraft. As in, they have direct input to the aircraft. There's no more safety features at that point. This is a last resort when power failure happens. Okay, then you have alternate law. Alternate law is you have some features still available, some protections, but computers are still trying to help you. And then you have normal law. Normal law is when it's all computerized. Computers are literally controlling every single aspect of the flight control movements. Well, regardless of any of this, when you are in normal law, it will not allow the pilot to do any kind of evasive or just unnecessary maneuvers for the aircraft. So, for example, if a pilot goes 45 degrees bank left, right? And he pushes the yoke or anything else, even the side stick. This is also indicative of the Airbus. Let's say they go 45 degrees bank left. The airplane will realize this and say, hey, according to your airspeed and the data that is being inputted, that is unsafe. I am not going to allow you to do that. What I'm going to do is I'll give you 15 degrees. I don't care how much you push the yoke or the side stick in any direction. I'm not going to allow you to put the aircraft in jeopardy. So that is the laws of the aircraft inside the computer systems. I hope you guys understand that part. By the way, the only airplane that defies those laws is the 737 on the modern day, because the 737 is still a direct control aircraft. It still uses cables. So whatever the pilot does, that's what the airplane will do. So yeah. Sorry, that's the way that airplane is built. Thank you, 1960 technology.
You lose some of the flight control protections on that.
Yeah, definitely don't want to be flying in direct mode.
Well, I mean, that's in the emergency situation. You're direct, just like any other airplane then.
Yeah. There you go, back to normal.
See, like this.
This is what you call pride in your work. I watch my aircraft take off. I did that. I fixed that airplane. I worked it. I touched it. It brings joy to my heart when I see it. Welcome to our next office. Back in the 777. Let's roll this back up. It reminds me of my 1989 Volvo 240 DL, just like this. The window shade, keep it cool. Anyway, this thing's getting just came up from the hangar, and it's going to go out to Heathrow. So it's just a final ETOPS check. Not a big deal. Super easy. Already went through the parameters. We just got to go walk through the cabin. Imagine just flying like this. Sitting in a seat like this. That would be awesome. Turn this way. Recline, watch a movie. Pretty cool, huh? A moment of reflection, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I wish I can get a first class seat, much like most of us. I have never even sat in one of these, besides when I'm working on it. But the point about this is appreciation. Even though these cost thousands of dollars just to get on a flight with these kind of seats, the point here is to every single person that boards my flights, my airplanes. I can't thank you enough. You are the people that put food on my table. You are the people that put a roof over my head. You pay my bills. Yeah, the company pays me, but how do you think the company makes money? It's because from passengers, people like you, the flying public. I am here to keep you safe, and you fly the airlines that you fly, and you pay your ticket prices, and you put a roof over our heads. So thank you. That's my point on this. Thank you for choosing any airline that you choose, because guess what? That you're feeding families, you're taking care of our children, or you're taking care of our needs. So we're doing our job, and we appreciate you for choosing any place you want to fly in. So thank you. I'll stop talking. I'm babbling now. Pretty awesome. Believe it or not, I still have not had the chance to fly first class on these. One of these days. Well, this is the flight attendants' crew quarters, or sleeping bunks. On a 777-300, and that which I think I've shown you a million times at this point. Oh, little clips. These always pop out. These are easy to fix, not too bad. They just pop out from these little things right here. It's all right, we'll fix that up. There you go. Good as new. Not much room to stand, that's for sure. Oxygen bottles, pressures look good, check. Emergency equipment, pressures, check, seals are good. Oh, another way. Let's get out of here. Getting hot in here. Everything else looking good. Oh. These, of course, never fails. Everything else is good. She's good to fly. Welcome to our final flight. This one actually just came in from Miami. Another E-tops. Oh, we're working nothing but wide bodies today, aren't we? It's been a long day. It was a long shift. I'm getting tired as well. You can probably hear the fatigue in my voice. The copious amounts of coffee are now even not working. But it's okay. I'm still cognitive. I'm still aware. I know what I'm doing. But that's life. That's what we do. We have to keep on trucking through. Cargo pit's looking good, looking good. They're just finishing unloading over there. I try to do it while they unload. You can actually see the PDUs in action, like this. PDU, power drive unit. These are the little rollers that actually move the containers back and forth. That's what I was talking about. Okay guys, end of the line. Hope everybody had a good time. Sorry for all the long crazy stories, but it's fun. Thank you for all joining, and I'll see you guys on the next adventure. Later. I write things time to time, and I want to read you something I wrote. A small little dedication to maintenance. In the hollows of the hangar and the busy lines where dedication unfolds, the legends are written in the stories they told. In the back rooms of the workshops where silence prevails, aircraft maintenance, an epic that never fails. So here's to the craftsmen, the true guardians of flight, in the cathedrals of the hangars and lines where true passion takes flight. My salute to the keepers of the aviation flame. In the sacred dance of aircraft maintenance, they always eternally claim. Thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate all your love and support. I hope you are well. See you on the next one.